You have to learn how to move different. When things is not working out for you, if you don't like how your life is going, you don't like your surroundings, huh? You got to learn how to move different, man. You know what I'm saying? They say the definition of insane is when you constantly do the same exact movements, the same actions. You do the same actions all the time, right? Expecting a different result. You feel me? So you got to learn how to move different, man. You feel me? And that's not just work based. It's relationship based, friendship based, family based. I mean, it covers so many different things, right? It really does. You feel me? Hold up. Let me bring my face up here. Hey, what's up now? But you got to understand, right? You have to understand that when you go about your life, right? You go after the things you want to accomplish in life. You feel me? And it just don't pan out the way you thought it was supposed to be. You feel me? You go through your process in life and it just doesn't pan out, then that's when you have to tweak your mentality, tweak your hustle, tweak your thought process. You feel me? Like all that affects everything. You know what I mean? And it's like I feel like a lot of people kind of like either forget about that process or don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can't continuously do the same exact thing and expect something different to work for you. I mean, you can still do that thing, but you have to add on to that. You know what I mean? You can't just do this one thing. And if that ain't working, okay. If you like doing that, cool. Continue doing that, but you have to add in other elements into your process. You feel me? That's like if you work in one job, you know what I'm saying, and it's not paying enough. You can, of course, continue to do your job, but okay, what other avenues can I get income from? Can I work here? Can I work and get another part-time job, or can I create a business on the side? I mean, you just have to think outside the box. You feel me? You got to continue getting after it. In a relationship, you don't like how your relationship is going. Okay, then you need to open up the lines of communication and try to build on what can we do to make this relationship work and really commit to that. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Your finances, you may make a lot of money, but what are your spending habits? What is your debt to income ratio? Like that's all important. You know what I mean? I mean, it's so many different things, but we're going to tap into it, man. We're going to tap into this thing tonight, right? And it's like, we're about to take it back a little bit. We're going to take it back. We're going to have a good conversation. And it's like, when I think about myself, right? When I think about myself and where I'm at today, I can never forget where I started at. I can never forget the process and the journey that it took for me to get to this level, for me having this type of conversation with you. You know what I mean? Because in my personal life, man, I made a lot of mistakes. I fumbled the ball tremendously, multiple times. You know what I mean? Multiple times I fumbled the ball. But as I fumbled the ball each time, it was little pieces I started to learn. I started to get a better understanding. You feel me? I started to really look at things like a little bit different because I'm like, why? Why is this happening to me? You feel me? Why is that happening to me? Like soon as for me, financial wise, right? I was stretching myself so thin to where if I didn't work overtime or, you know what I mean? If I didn't sign up for extra hours or doing extra shifts or, doing little odd jobs on the side, I was losing and I was making good money. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say you have to understand your position in life and understand where you at. And not only that, understand your finances, man. Because I know a lot of guys, especially where I work at right now. It's a few guys I work with. We all make decent money, right? But the difference that set us apart is our spending habit. You know what I mean? Our daily habits, what we like to spend money on. Some people big on cars. Some people like buying property, taking trips. I got one partner at work, what I'm saying? I call him Mr. International because every year he's going to different countries. You feel me? I think he one of them passport one of them passport bros. You feel me? I believe he is a passport bro. You feel me? And hey, I call him Mr. International. So he everywhere. You feel me? Every year, every time he take a trip, he come back, I holler at him. He like, man, I was in Japan. Man, I was over in Africa, man. Don't go there. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many different places he done been to. And it's like, I'm saying that to say this, everybody process and understanding is different, but the basics, the necessities will always be the same. You feel me? And your necessities is just your everyday costs, what it costs for you to maintain your lifestyle, you know, based on how you're spending your expenses could have, definitely affect no matter how much money you make. Some people making 100,000 a year, but based on how they spend their money, they debt. It's like they really make only 30, 40,000 a year because of this, how they spending. You know what I'm saying? Car note, mortgage, taking trips, always eating out at the finest restaurants, don't cook at home that often. Man, that stuff add up, bro. It add up. I'm trying to tell you, you know? And it's like, it's funny, right? Because we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell you about 2008, but we gonna keep it going. We're gonna rock out tonight, man. But it's funny, right? Because it's a couple of guys who came in, that got hired during the pandemic, right? And it's a few guys I work with, and man, soon as they pass they pro as soon as they pass their probation to be permanent at my job where I work at, the first thing they went down to the dealership and did was cop them a Charger, a Mustang, you know. That was the first thing they went straight to the Dodge dealership. It was like they was giving Dodges out for free or something, which, of course they're not, but the way they was a lot of these new folks who was getting hired, you know what I mean? They came into the corporation where I was working at, or still is to this day, right? Soon as they passed their probation, when they knew they had a guarantee income, for the most part, they rushed to them dealerships, man. Copped them new Chargers. You feel me? Got the Mustang, the 5.0. And they didn't get the base model. They got the fully loaded edition, bruh. You feel me? They got the fully loaded, man. A couple of them got I think one person got a Tesla, another person got a Prius. One of the fairly new Prius, right? But other than that, they went to go get them Chargers, man, and the Mustangs. Ain't that something? So I pull in with my Ford, right? My Ford been paid off about 5, 6 years now. You feel me? So I'm just, I ain't tripping off a car note right now because I ain't in no rush, right? So I can pull up in my little Ford thing, man. You feel me? My stuff paid off. I'm pulling in, listen to my music, and next thing I know, I just see like three different charges, brand new. And the way I knew they was brand new, they didn't even have no license plate on them. They had the little paper sticker. You feel me? They got the paper sticker for their license plates. So I see 3 brand new Chargers, a couple other new cars, and these is all new employees, man. They couldn't wait to go burn that money, man. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't wait to burn them checks up. They didn't want to get the used one. They had to get the new one, huh? I tell you, they had to go get the new ones. They didn't get the used one. They like, nah, bruh, we need that new thing, that brand new thing. You feel me? And now keep in mind, that was during the pandemic, right? And after a while, right, them payments started kicking their butt. You're like, man, why did I get this? Why I get the fully loaded one? They didn't anticipate the gas, none of that. They just knew they could afford it, right? Man, I tell you, man. So I pull up in my little Ford, man. You know what I'm saying? My stuff paid for. I ain't even tripping. I'm just, doing my little 1-2, come in there. You know what I'm saying? I come in like I'm the old man, I guess. You feel me? I come pull up in my little excuse me, not no Charger. I come pull up my little Ford, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been paid for. I'm like, sheesh, man, y'all some ballers, man. I thought I had a few dollars, you know what I mean? But y'all ballers, y'all got that fresh new money over there, man. You feel me? They got that fresh new money smell. You know how you see somebody and they got that fresh money smell? That fresh money, man, fresh off the press. Like when they come in with they stacks of hundreds, you know how you get them fresh stacks of $100 bills and they real so crispy. When you try to bend them, they all stick together, man. So you got to be careful, man. When you go to the bank and they give you them new hundreds, you got to make sure you kind of, wrinkle the edges a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You got to wrinkle them things. So you don't get the hundred stuck. You feel me? So you end up paying somebody. Let's say the bill was 150. You know, you think you busting down 100, you might be handing them 200. So you got to crinkle up them hundreds a little bit to make sure, man. You know what I mean? You don't give out too many $100 bills. I know you're balling, but I don't think you're trying to give out free $100 bills, man. So, yeah, you feel me? So yeah, but I'm trying to tell you, they came with them fresh, crispy $100 bills, bruh. That's them charges look like to me, just crispy $100 bills. I could smell the money off of them. You know what I mean? And one of them, I think he got the Hellcat or something. He coming there with the engine rumbling. He got the engine rumbling when he pull up. He wants you to know he got that Hellcat. That's why I did a short. I hope y'all like that short I did about the Hellcat, man. It was hilarious, man. It was funny when I made it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man. So I'm saying that to say this, man. Just because you start making a few dollars, man, just because you know what I mean, you done leveled up a little bit. You don't want to put yourself back in debt again where, if any little thing happened, you don't get them hours. You know what I'm saying? For some reason you get laid off. You got this big, but what I call balloon car payments now, because everything is expensive. Inflation it hasn't came all the way down yet. So yeah, man. I'm like, all this money you spending on that new Charger, you could have been stacking that up trying to buy some property first. You know what I mean? But hey, man, I only can give them the information. You choose to do what you please. You feel me? But I'm just trying to put you in a better position. So when you really want to get that Charger, maybe you can pay it off. You feel me? Because you have equity in your house. You might have other options of income. You may have some stock market money you can use. You feel me? It's just so many different ways you can do it, as opposed to just rushing to the dealership as soon as you get enough money. Your hourly wage is at a level where you can afford it, but do you have everything else in line? You feel me? That's where I'm at with it now. It's like I can go to the dealership and get almost any car I want for the most part, right? But why though? Why would I want to rush and put myself in debt? Like that's if I'm gonna rush and put myself in debt, I'd rather get some property first. You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. So, but yeah, so shout out to anybody in them Chargers, man. Them fresh new Chargers, man, huh? You feel me? Them fresh new Mustangs out there, huh? And Camaros, you know? Out there in your muscle car. You riding in the muscle car, you know? So yeah, man. But I gotta tell you, right? We're gonna rewind back a little bit, go back in time. 2008, man. Like I just mentioned, these guys, my coworkers with them new Chargers and Mustangs and Teslas and stuff like that. 2008, I was just like them. I was just like them in 2008. No lie, no cap. I was just like them. You know what I mean? At that time, I was working for the company AT&T. You know what I'm saying? It was a call center job, and it paid me like 40 grand a year, but I made an extra 30 grand a year in sales. So roughly, I was making 70,000 a year for like 5, 6 years straight in a row. So I'm like, man, I'm good. You feel me? End up buying a house. I moved from Richmond, California, all the way up to Sacramento, California. So I moved up there, right off of Truxell Road. Shout out to the Sacramento, the Macamento. Everybody from Sacramento. Y'all know what I mean when what street I'm talking about when I say Truxell Boulevard. Had one of them Beezer homes. You know what I'm saying? So I had one of those type of houses, what they call track homes. That's what it was. It was a track home, brand new, brand new. You feel me? Got out there, had a brand new house. You know what I'm saying? And me and my wife, we had the house together. You know what I mean? So I'm just living it up. We copped a house. You feel me? We're going to Vegas 2, 3 times a year. You feel me? Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I'm in my early to mid 20s. You know what I'm saying? For like 5 to 7 years, I'm just rolling. So every year we going to Vegas 3, 4 times a year. Any little thing. Oh, let's go to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here. Let's go there. I'm always at the mall, copping this, copping that. So I'm just out here just blowing money fast, huh? Blowing money fast out here. You feel me? Just doing way too much, overextending my credit. That's when the Chargers first came out. I had one of the brand new Chargers. You see how I brought it back, huh? Full circle, huh? Follow me. I had the brand new Charger when they first came out with them, at least the new body, right? The big bike, because the Charger's really an old school car, but when they first came out with that body that everybody getting now, I bought one of the first new ones that they made. You know, my girl had a new car, co-signed for that. My lady, you know what I'm saying? At the time, my wife, I should say, my wife at the time, you know what I'm saying? She had a brand new Pontiac. You feel me? I co-signed for that because I had the better credit. So, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell us nothing. Oh, wait till I get my money right. Oh, then you can't tell me nothing, right? That was me. Couldn't tell me nothing. I had a couple of OG partners. I had a couple of OG partners that was trying to tell me, man, hey, man, you know, you might want to slow down, man. What y'all doing over there? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I got it. I got it. Because I'm doing sales. I'm like thinking it's going to rain forever. I think I'm going to be able to do this for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And that was from like 2002 to 2008. 2008 come around. Do your research. That's when the recession happened with the housing market. It was around between 2007, 2008 is where it really took effect, and it just was downhill after that. You feel me? 2008 come around. I got my Charger making my payment. Got the Pontiac making a payment. Got the house making a big payment. You feel me? Child support. My oldest daughter at that time, I was paying child support. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just doing way too much. Didn't have a lot in the reserve. And anybody know in 2008 when when the housing market crashed, the value of the houses dropped. And due to the fact I was way out in Sacramento, it got hit the hardest when you talk about lost value. You know what I'm saying? So I paid like 350 for the house when the market hit and it went down and it crashed. The house being appraised around 350 to where it was only worth 100,000. Think about that. I bought the house at 350 and it was only worth 100,000 when the stock market, I mean when the I think stock market took a hit, but the housing market took the biggest hit. Man, it was ugly, bro. It was ugly. You feel me? It was all bad. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, right? Told you what happened to the value of the house, right? And on top of that, about 6, 7 months later, the company I was working for at that time said, "Hey, you know what? We about to do a layoff." Yeah, 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 yeah. I know you're a good employee. You're a good worker. We appreciate what you have done for us. So we're gonna offer you a severance package, right? So we're gonna lay you off. We're gonna give you a severance package. And at that time, like I said, I was making about 70,000, right? Made 40,000 was the base pay, and I made on average another 30,000 in sales. So I was making 70, roughly 70,000 a year. When I got laid off, they said, "Okay, we'll give you a severance package for about 30, well, it's about, yeah, let's say roughly 30,000, and whatever you can get from unemployment, that'll be there for you for a year or two or a year and a half or whatever." But the thing is, if you remember back, my expenses, because I was making 70,000, my expenses was close to what I was making. You know what I'm saying? Because I had 2 car notes, had a house note, plus your everyday expenses, child support. We got child support coming out, right? So you giving me a $30,000 check, but that ain't enough for me. And I'm getting laid off. So this is the only money I'm gonna have until I figure out my next move. You know what I mean? So what I supposed to do then? You think the corporation cared about it? No. They say, "Hey, here's your check. Have a nice life." Is it the corporation fault that I had my bills set up to where as much I was making as around as much as I was spending? No. The corporation's not responsible for that. That's all on me. That's all on me not understanding if you stretch yourself so thin financially, anything that happened, layoffs, cut of hours, it's going to affect everything around me. what you did. Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? It affected everything. So here I am. I'm in this house where I had to pay 350. Was the value of the house was 350,000 when I bought it, but because the stock market and housing market crashed, it was only my house is only worth 100,000, and I was laid off. So just think about that. See, you know, that's a lot you have to deal with as a man. I can tell you, man, I was one of the most stressful periods of my life. But who was really at fault for this? Was it the corporation or was it my fault for the fact that I done stretched myself so thin financially? Even though I got laid off, even though they gave me a severance package, the way I was spending money put me at a disadvantage financially. Because if you remember when I first started this conversation, I'm making roughly 70,000. They give me a 70 severance check for 30,000, but my bills is set up as if I'm making 70,000 a year. So I basically just messed myself over. You feel me? You know what I mean? So okay. So with the house, what I'd end up trying to do, or which I was successful doing, I was able to do eventually do a short sale on the house. And if you're not familiar with that, a short sale is when you basically give the house back. Uh, well, you try to sell a house to somebody that want to buy it, and then for the bank to forgive you the difference of whatever the house is worth. So meaning I bought the house at 350. The current value back then, we talking about 2008. The value of the house back then was roughly 100,000. So whoever bought that house will buy the house at the 100,000 rate or whatever they negotiate. And then the bank, and then at that time, Obama had a deal where he was forgiving people who had foreclosures, where it don't hold against you. You know what I'm saying? So I eventually was able to sell the house. The bank forgave me for the house. But what killed me though, right? What really hurt me was the taxes. See, nobody told me about that. So even though I sold the house, I still had to pay the taxes that I accumulated during that period of the short sale, as well as whatever I didn't pay up to that point. So I was still in the hole. I was still in the hole. So that affected my credit. Oh, and that charger I talked to you about. Oh, because I was laid off, I couldn't afford that charger. So eventually, that charger I had got repoed. Yeah, the charger got repoed. I have a tax lien on my credit, right? And on top of that, my wife, we getting a divorce. True story, man. And this all happened within a 2-year span of once I was laid off from my job, 2008, laid off from my job. Me and my wife was going through a divorce. Car got repoed, and I'm ass out. You feel me? That's why I say, man, when you come to me, man, I give you a lot of my real life and everything I kick to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about somebody else's life, what my man's and them is doing. No, that ain't what I do over here. And I'm no shame in my game, you know, because this is my channel is based around real life. You feel me? So This is one of the, I would say from 2008 to 2013. For my credit, which I call your digital reputation. For my digital reputation, my credit, everything was jacked up. You know what I'm saying? I was in a bad spot. I basically, I say at that time, like I said, I was staying in Sacramento. Things wasn't panning out for me work wise, so I had to come back to the Bay Area and I had to start all over again. You know what I mean? I, I was only able to keep the things that I felt that was valuable to me. I put that in storage, and everything else I had to let go or give away or sell or whatever I was able to do at that time. Had to come back to the Bay, dirt broke, bad credit. And remember, when I started at that corporation, AT&T, I was like in my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in my early 30s, going from making 70,000 a year down to zero, right? With a $30,000 severance check, and most of that's gone because I was trying to, cover some of my bills. And now I'm back in the Bay, staying at my relatives' house in my early 30s, trying to figure it out again. You want to know about pressure? You want to know about pressure? And on top of that, you know what I'm saying? My baby mama study taking me back and forth to court for child support. You feel me? How you going to get more money from me when I'm not even working? At that time I had my little severance check. They couldn't touch that because it wasn't, at the time she filed for it, it has to be within the same year of when I got the money. Well, because I was unemployed, when she took me back to court, it was over a year after that. So I didn't have no current income. I did have unemployment coming in, but they really couldn't attack that. So she took me back to court, which actually helped me because now I'm able to adjust my child support for the fact that what I was paying you before, it was based off the income I was making at AT&T. Well, unfortunately, I was laid off, so I don't have that money no more. So now I'm able to lower my child support based on what I'm making today at that time. You feel me? So that was a blessing in disguise, which she didn't know, but it turned around and worked for me. You feel me? See how God worked? But of course, staying on unemployment for me, that doesn't work for me. I'm a worker type. I'm the type I gotta get it. I have to be moving around. I gotta be doing stuff. I just can't just sit and wait to get a little check once a month. I don't know how people, no disrespect, anybody that's getting like welfare checks. I'm not here to throw no shade, but I just can't sit around and wait for those checks. It just now unemployment. Oh my goodness. Sometimes if it's a delay or if they're having an issue, in the government about funds and stuff, that's one of the first things they delay is your unemployment check. Anybody that had unemployment, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, when you get unemployment checks, and let's say they have a government shutdown, they shut down your money too. People don't notice that or don't understand that or maybe never experienced it. But if you get an unemployment, right? And if the government is doing a shutdown on financing or paying for stuff, that affects your unemployment, you know? So, yeah, man, I had to figure it out. So here I am. I'm in my early 30s back then, got laid off, went through a short sale on my house, have this credit issue. You feel me? From 2008 to 2013, I couldn't even get a pack of Skittles on credit. You feel me? A pack of Skittles, man. I couldn't even get that on credit. You know how your credit bad, and they be like, you go to like a theme park or something like a Great America out here. We got Great America and Marine World. I think Great America might be closed now, but anyway, on this side. But anyway, you go to those little theme parks and they be like, oh, sign up for this American Express, you get a free bag or free this, free that. I knew my credit was so bad and I wasn't gonna get approved. I just wanted the bag. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, run my credit. It was like, okay, cool, here's the bag. And when they read my credit, I felt like in my head they was looking at the computer like the Joker face, like, look at this credit. You feel me? I just, man, I was down bad during that time. You feel me? I felt like they was giving me the Joker face in their head, looking at my credit score. You feel me? It was bad, bruh. You know what I mean? I had a card, my charger got repoed, so I got the repo on my credit. And then, of course, I was going through a divorce at the time too. So the car I financed for my girl, my wife at the time, she actually, that car got repoed as well. You feel me? And here I am back in the Bay Area, dead broke, staying at my folks' house, trying to rebuild myself in my early 30s, bro. My 20s, I'm balling. I'm like, Jeezy, let's get it. Early 30s, I'm like, what do I do now? You feel me? I can laugh about it now, but man, going through it, man, it was my one of my roughest periods in life, man. Was that 2008, 2000, between 2008, 2013, I was down bad, bro. And I'm not here to deny nothing, man. I was down bad, trying to hide from creditors. You know what I mean? They calling the phone, asking for me. They like, is is Sean B. Stoller there? Yeah, oh no, you got the wrong number. You know what I'm saying? They'll call back, keep calling, sending emails. I didn't answer nothing, man. Eventually I got back straight, but during that stretch, it was all bad. So I was trying to figure out, and through that process though, right? Through that process, I had to refine myself, right? As an older man in my early 30s, I had to redefine myself. Everything I knew at that point, I had to switch up my whole MO. And that's when I really tapped in with myself. Because when you go from in my early 20s to my early 30s, I'm on top of the world in my eyes, in my world. I was on top. I was able to take trips, like I mentioned earlier, going to Vegas 3 times a year. I had a brand new Charger. My girl had a brand new Pontiac. We just doing our thing, overspending everywhere. You feel me? And I learned a very valuable lesson. And that's why I have a Ford that I drive. It been paid off 5 years. I paid it off 5 years ago, right? I can go to the dealership and get a new car if I want, but why? Why I'm not in a rush to get car payments. I'm trying to get to a level where I can either pay half of it up front or pay it off in cash. You feel me? So I'm saying that to help anybody that's going through this type of situation, especially with today, a lot of jobs is laying off now. It's kind of like 2008 all over again, but not as severe. 2008 was horrible because not only you got laid off, but if you own property, you lost value in your property. You know what I'm saying? The government was offering bailouts, but it was only to a certain extent. It wasn't helping everything. You know what I mean? And so if you going through something, right? You got a family member, a friend, somebody close to you that's going through something similar to this, just let them know, man. You just got to stay grinding, man, and figure out new ways to make money, legitimately. I don't know nothing about criminal activity, so I'm not going to promote that. But what I'm saying is, it's going to be hard, but you got to believe in yourself and believe in whoever you pray to. You know what I'm saying? I love Jesus. I'm not big on the Bible, but I'm definitely big on Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I believe in Jesus for sure. But during that time, that was one of the most roughest times for me because it made me question everything I've done in my life up to that point. You know what I mean? See, when you really have real trials and tribulations in your life when you know what I mean? Things just can't, it's not going right. Whether it's your relationship, finances, family, you know what I'm saying? Your bestie, whoever, man. This is your define one of your defining moments in your life. And if you play this right, you're gonna, for one, when you go through this experience and you come out of this, you're going to have a different type of tolerance level. You're going to have a different type of understanding level when it comes to how do you go about your life. You shouldn't have to go through this. I don't want nobody to go through what I went through. I'm definitely not asking folks to, lose your car, get it repoed, and have to, short sell your house and put all your stuff in storage. I don't want to have see nobody go through that. Go through a divorce because your money ain't right no more. I tell you, you really find out who really in your corner when your paper down, man. When your paper low, you get to find out who, what your mate, who you dating or who you married to, whoever you with. That's when you find out those true colors, bro. That's when you find it out. See, I always talk about this, everything is cool when you able to do everything or, take those trips. You feel me? Go buy those clothes. Go get this car. Go get that bag. When you're able to do all those things, to me, that's living, but that ain't the whole story because what happens is, what happens when you can't do that no more? Just like if you got a best friend, you got somebody that you always there for and you help them out a lot, what happens when you tell them no? That one time you may have given them 1,000 yeses. I'll help you do this. I'll help you do that. But once you can't do it or you have to tell them no, that's when you find out what type of relationship you have. You know what I'm saying? That's when you find out the true colors of who you dealing with, who you surrounding yourself with. It's not in a celebration. No. It's when you can't celebrate. It's when you don't have it. It's when you in a bad situation. Who can you call to help you in those situations? Who is there for you when you need them to be there for you like you was for them? That's the difference. And I felt like in my life during that time, once my money got low, my marriage got low. You feel me? And I'm not gonna put it all on the woman I was with at the time. I'm not gonna put it all on her. I had a lot to do with it because here I am in my early 20s making 70,000 a year, no college degree. The job was paying roughly 40,000 a year. I got another 30,000 a year on sales, so that's where it got to 70,000 a year. So I'm just thinking I'm on top of the world. You can't tell me nothing. Ain't that's the Kanye West song? Wait till I get my money right. Oh, you couldn't tell me nothing. So I'm feeling myself. I'm in the building and I'm feeling like, yay. I'm feeling myself, right? But what happens is once I get laid off, once I can't afford the house, now I'm going through a divorce and I have to move everything. I have to change everything I know. And I have to move back to my relative's house because my money is funny. I don't have a permanent job. I'm doing little odd things to keep little money coming in, but I'm nowhere back to what I was making. So I had to readjust my whole life all over again. My whole life. Now, keep in mind, I'm a guy in my early 30s at that time, restructuring everything I know. If that ain't showing you a character of a man, I don't know what else to show you. Or not just a man, anybody, man, woman, or whoever. See, when them lights get low, and you got to look in that mirror and ask yourself, what I'm going to do? What's my next move? That's a hard pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying? And all your partners gone. Everybody living their life. Everybody, they got their kids, they got their family. Yeah, you get a little help here and there, you know what I'm saying? But at some point in time, you got to show and prove again. Just like how I showed and proved to get in that position originally. Now I have to redo it all over again. But the benefit, though, right? The benefit of this on the positive side, I do have success because I was able to get those things, right? I was able to get the house. I was able to get the cars. So I still have that in the back of my mind. I still have that memory. I still know that energy it took for me to get to that level, right? So what I started to do over time is to take that energy, re-refine it, like meaning understand what it took for me to be successful, still have that same drive, but the way I drive it, the way I disperse it, the way I go about my day, the way I go after things, I treat it differently now. Yeah, I'm still going to work hard. I'm still workaholic because that's just who I am. I refuse to lose. But I lost then. Oh yeah, I did. Major loss. L's everywhere. You feel me? Took a lot of L's. So what I did as I was rebuilding myself up, I started understanding the landscape and where I'm at. Okay, I live in the Bay Area. What's popular out here? In my area, in the Richmond area, import export is popular out here. Meaning, delivering goods. Before DoorDash, and all this, you have your UPSs, you have your Amazons, you have your FedEx, you have all these different things. You have all these different trucking companies. I'm staying in Richmond. Okay. I don't want to go back to sales anymore because I see how I got laid off. So I don't want to go back to that. But I'm out here in the Bay Area. This import export is popping. Let me do some research on that. Okay. Let me get a part-time job here. Okay. Okay. I'm working part-time here. Okay. This is a good start. Okay, but I need another job because that's not enough. Okay, so I'm gonna work part time where I'm at. Then because of my experience working at AT&T, I went and got me a job at Macy's, being a supervisor over there. So I was a supervisor at Macy's, working part time at the import export company, right? And I was building myself up again, learning different things now, learning a whole different trade. And then once the trucking company business I was working for, logistics, that's basically what it is, import export goods. Once that started cracking for me, I no longer had to work at Macy's no more. Now I'm able to make double of what I was making back in my 20s. Now in my late 30s. You feel me? I'm making double what I made in my 20s now in my late 30s. Do you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But if I gave up, when I took those L's, when I lost that house, when I went through that divorce, when I had to move back to my folks' house, if I would have lost my drive in that process, I wouldn't be the man talking on this mic today. You feel me? See, this is really this is a testimony to myself, for myself, but it's also for me, for those who willing to listen. I hope you catching the jewels I'm dropping at the same time. You're gonna have situations that you just can't control, man. The only thing you can control is how you react to things. The only thing you can control is how you respond to things. Cause like I mentioned earlier in the story, everything I went through, I didn't have no control of that. I mean, there was a little things I could have controlled and how I talked. I definitely admit that. But overall, I couldn't stop the layoff. I couldn't stop what happened in the housing market. I had no control of that. You know what I'm saying? So my whole point of saying all this is that we all have a journey, right? But it's how you react to those negative situations that you will occur in your life. Now, I hope that it doesn't be as severe as I went through. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you just have to accept it for what it is and continue to build on that. You can't say that you a hustler. You can't say that you a grinder. You know what I'm saying? When you can't evolve and elevate. The thing of it is, it's not the time frame that's the issue. Because like I told you, from 2008 to 2013, I was slowly building, but I was still in a bad spot. But I never gave up. And that's from the grace of God first. Because God allowed me to still be here through this whole process. So I'm like, you know what? I can't give up. I refuse to lose, man. I'm accepting this L. This is the last L's I'm gonna take in life in this type of way. You know what I mean? So that's what you gotta be, man. None of this stuff is gonna be fair. A lot of this stuff definitely will not be equal, but it's how you move. You have to learn how to move different because whatever you're doing today may not work tomorrow. And that's okay. Because guess what? When tomorrow comes and it's not working, okay, what's the next step? What's the next play? How can I elevate in a more positive way? How can I, you know what I mean? That's what you gotta ask yourself as opposed to just sopping in the, you know what I'm saying? In the negativity. I mean, yeah, we all human, so you're gonna definitely feel some type of way. I definitely felt some type of way. I'm not saying that's why I said it's not gonna be easy, but you can't stay in that mindset. You have to believe in yourself and know that this shall pass. This is not my end all be all. You feel me? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You new to my channel, man. Support the channel, man. I'm in here kicking all this game to y'all, man. You feel me? Show some love to the channel, man. You know, we're gonna keep this thing going too. Cause I'm feeling good tonight, you know? But you gotta stay pushing out here, man. And you gotta learn how to move different. Because if it ain't working, or if you want something different, you have to go after it. Just like you got after whatever position you in life. Just think about what it took. If you successful, you know what I mean? You doing well in your life right now. Just remember that energy and that sacrifice and that dedication that took for you to get there. Don't never lose that desire. Don't never lose it. You know what I'm saying? You can't lose it. I promise you. If you keep that same energy, you're gonna always be on top. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna always be on a higher level than most because you still remember those nights. Like for me, even though I'm in a good space today, you know what I'm saying? I can never get that out of my head, those experiences, because I remember those nights. I remember questioning everything about myself. Am I doing the right thing? Am I surrounding myself with the right type of people? Is anybody in my corner? Like when you go through your process, man, you're going to question everything. You're going to question everyone. At least I think you should. That's what I was doing, you know, because it does affect you and it takes a lot out of you. But you got to know and believe that it's all for a reason. You know what I mean? And my thing is for me personally, I can't lie down and just accept it. You know what I mean? I have to fight. No matter what it is, no matter what I'm up against, I have to fight. Like that's just my makeup as a man. You feel me? I just can't just no, this is not the end of me. You feel me? And that's why I say you gotta learn, make moves different as an individual. You have to learn that when it's not working or you want a different solution, you want a different result, you have to learn how to move different. And don't be afraid. And you know, at some point I wasn't even tripping off my ego. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was in my 20s, everything was ego based. I'm not gonna lie to you. My ego was at, you say 100, I'd say 200. You feel me? I mean, I was, the basic stuff, of course. I definitely was sensible, but overall, I was feeling myself to the most, to the max. I was feeling myself to the max because it's like, man, I'm making 70 grand a year. I'm in my 20s. You feel me? No college degree, just mostly mouthpiece because I was in the call center. So I'm upgrading this, upgrading that. Yeah, yeah, we can do it. You feel me? I'm just, man. So I was just on cloud nine until I wasn't. You know what I mean? Until I wasn't. Then I'm looking like, what happened? You feel me? I can laugh about it now, but man, that's why I always say this. I've been dropping this game on y'all for over a year now. Man, respect your process and enjoy the struggle. I know it's hard to hear, hard to accept that, but you have to because guess what? Those experiences, if you use that in a positive energy, as you build yourself up, you will have that knowledge with the understanding. They can't stop you, man. They can't stop you unless you choose to. You know what I mean? They can't stop you. You know what I mean? And that's my whole thing, man. I refuse to let anybody stop me. I don't care what position I'm in. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care about none of that. You feel me? You can never tell me what I can't do. I may not have what you have, but eventually I'm gonna get there. You feel me? I'm gonna get there. So respect my mind. You feel me? Let me see here. Hold on. Okay. So we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Wait a minute. Hold on. Go to a commercial break. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. And I'll be right back. So this is my My commercial break. Just bear with me. You see the money I have here? You see all this money? You can make twice as this, quadruple that. But you need to understand, you gotta get in business with the flipper, the tycoon flipper. See, this is the thing, right? Some people can promise you 30% return in, let's say, about 3 months. But when you come to the flipper tycoon, I promise you 40% profit in 60 days. Send the wire. I am the tycoon flipper tycoon. You know, I was out handling my business like I normally do, and a dolphin came up to me. A dolphin came up to me and said, you know, I was born a dolphin, and I've been flipping my whole life. But I gotta tell you, tycoon, you flip more than me. And I'm a dolphin. This is what the dolphin told me, flipper tycoon, that I flip more than he does. So if a dolphin is telling you that, if a dolphin is telling me that, you need to be in business with me, flipper tycoon. All this money, this could be yours. We can triple that, quadruple that. You need to come and get in business with me. Send the wire. Okay, just a second. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Let me get back on the screen. Hold up, hold on. Wait a minute. There we go. I had to get me some coffee. How y'all like that flipper tycoon now? Send the wire. The flipping tycoon. That guy is hilarious, man. He was saying, send him the wire, huh? Yeah, now, I hope y'all understood what he said. He said he had a conversation with a dolphin. Anybody, that brings me to that scamming, man. Anybody that's telling you they can get you, triple, double your money in less than 60 days and all that, man, say no. Stay away, man. Because, man, they out here, they going to be doing a whole lot more scamming out here. I promise you, because as we go into any type of recession or inflation, as inflation is coming down but it's still high, this is when you're going to see a lot more people trying to take advantage of people as well. So that video was done in fun, but it also was a little serious as well, because you got to be careful. Some of these folks out here is really looking to take advantage of you. You know what I mean? They looking to use you in any type of way, because I'll tell you, maybe about 5, 6 months ago on my Instagram, I started getting all these DMs about Bitcoin investors. Man, well, I can help you make this much money, and if I put 10,000 in your account, what you would do with it. I'm like, man, I'm not looking for anything for. I don't even know who you are. So I only could imagine who they probably hustled and got money from. You know what I'm saying? So be careful out there, man, because it's gonna get wild. It's already wild, but it's gonna get wilder if people start hurting for finances. You feel me? And I'm trying to tell you. And you hear about what's going on with DJ Envy and Caesar Pena. They dealing with what my understanding, lawsuits and stuff like that. I mean, it's just not looking good. So I'm just saying, for anybody, man, stay away from anybody talking about flipping something and they promising all this money coming back in 30 days, 60 days. Send me $100. I can make $100,000 in 2 months. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. If you that great, why do you need my $100? You feel me? If you're able to make all this money, why do you want me to send you $10,000? You feel me? Like all of a sudden you just want to just be that nice. I don't know anybody in the stock market that's that nice that just want to help you just because. So just be real leery of anybody telling you stuff like that. I'm not saying this is what C's opinion and DJ Envy is doing, but if they are, hey man, I'm gonna come back and do another video on them. But I'm saying this is general for anybody. As we dealing with this inflation and layoffs and all these different things, you're going to see all type of scammers coming out the woodwork. So you got to protect yourself out here. You feel me? I'm so serious. That's why I get on this mic and I just give y'all my life experience and my opinion on things. You feel me? Because this ain't no Diddy party and I'm not no flipper, you know what I mean? For real though, I'm a game spitter, and all I ask is a like, and if you can, drop something in the super chat or in the Cash App. You feel me? But at least at the minimum, you can at least hit the like button. I appreciate you, but I'm not promised no flipping. Okay, so stay away from the flipping tycoon. Okay, the flipping tycoon. Oh my goodness, that one is so funny though. But anyway, you gotta move different, man. You gotta move different, even if you're successful, man. You know, because I look at it like this, right? I was talking to one of my coworkers earlier today, and I was like, man, I'm not the type. I'm not. I shouldn't. I'm trying to say this in the right way, right? Money isn't everything, but you need money, man. Don't never let them tell you say, "Oh man, money isn't everything." That's a lie, bro. Your life goes a whole lot better or a whole lot more smoother when you have decent finances. Now, I'm not saying you have to be rich, but you definitely want to make a decent amount, based on your expenses, based on your lifestyle, of course. That's why I'm not putting a dollar amount on anything because it's all subjective based on your living style and also where you're living at. You know what I mean? I'm in California. And this is one of the most expensive states to stay in the United States. You feel me? So you got to make a decent amount out here for you to live a certain type of lifestyle, right? But when you talk about Texas, Alabama, you know what I mean? North Carolina, it all varies. But you still want to make decent money. You feel me? Based on where you living at. You know what I'm saying? Because it definitely affects everything you do, right? But I'm trying to tell you, man. I look at it like this, right? The banks, the banks don't stop accepting cash deposits, right? You feel me? I ain't never heard of a bank saying, "Oh, we not accepting cash right now." I never heard any bank ever saying that. Oh, we don't accept cash right now. Check back with us in a couple of weeks. We have all these deposits. We just not interested. I never heard that. You feel me? So why limit yourself? I'm saying that to say this. Why limit yourself? I'm not saying it's all about money, but why just limit yourself to a certain way of thinking? You know? If you want more, then you have to do more. Now, you don't necessarily have to work harder, but you have to have certain things to help you elevate. You know what I mean? Let's say you're working hard at one job, but you got a passion to do something else. And you take that job that's you're successful at and use that to finance your dream, right? You know what I mean? That's why I don't believe in, I don't work a 9 to 5, or, you know, I don't work a 9 to 5. I disagree with that. Because who the hell gonna finance whatever you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're trying to take all these loans, but at the same time, if you do get the loans, you still have to make the payments. Now you're putting yourself in a bigger debt as opposed to using the cash that you're making already to help finance your dream, and you slowly build it up. Why not do it that way instead of trying to get the quick, instant gratification? You feel me? Build yourself up, man. At least when you go through your process of building yourself up, you find out what works, what doesn't work. As you get bigger, you know what to do, what not to do. You feel me? I look at it like this, right? Most people who successful in life, for the most part, they have to build themselves up. Most of the people who get success very fast with no experience be the first ones to lose it. Pay attention. They don't want to lose it because they didn't learn how to be. I did this video over a year ago called 100 Air. And basically, in that video, I talk about how you go from 100 Air to 1,000 Air and possibly millionaire, what the steps are. Because as your pockets grow financially, you have to understand the tax bracket, your tax deductions, what applies, what doesn't apply. Because I can tell you right now, if you're making 30,000 a year, right, and you have a child, it's so many different things you can write off because you only make 30,000 a year. But as you go up, you make 70,000. Those deductions get smaller unless you donate bigger because you're making more money. So just going from 30,000 to 70,000, those tax credits get less unless you donate more. Now you go from 70,000 to 100,000, 120,000. Now those donations you could write off get even smaller because guess what? You have to donate even more. You feel me? So that's that video I did about a year ago called The 100 Air. It's breaking that down to you. So if you go through life and you build yourself up, as you elevate, you learn how to treat things different than others. You feel me? So for somebody that just pop, it's like that, that favorite singer or rapper or whoever, your entertainer, he or she come out of nowhere and they just blow up. Everybody know their name. If you pay attention, most of those type of individuals, they go down fast. It's like a quick rise and shoom to the bottom. You know why? Because they never understood their fan base. You only can get that if you build yourself up. Now, of course, there's always a gray area, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a gray area. There's a few that they got a good team around them and make sure certain things, yeah. But what I'm saying in general, when you build yourself up, it's a different type of understanding you have, right? It's a different type of how you treat things. It's a different way how you treat things because you went through life process to get to the level to where you at. And then on top of that, right? On top of that, if you built yourself up, when people come and talk to you, want to do business with you, guess what? They have to respect you for where you're at. They can't go back and say, "Oh man, I remember when you first started, I did this, this, and that." Like, hold up. I didn't get no handouts in this. What nobody kicking down my door when I was small potatoes. You feel me? Now I'm the main course. Now you all on me, right? Back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You all on me. Huh? See, when you build yourself up and you finally get to that level where everybody know you, now they gotta treat you a certain type of way. Now they have to talk. They can't come and give you that little, 2% deal. Oh no, bruh. I'm not accepting nothing less than 50, if not 60% that I'm taking. You feel me? So I'm just using that for example. So that's the one of the benefits when you build yourself up as opposed to somebody making you. Because if they make you, they can pretty much control your destiny. They can control what you can and can't do because you don't even know how to go about it. Because somebody was holding your hand the whole time where you didn't have that experience up under you. Come on now. What the cup say? Like a boss. Oh, oh, we got a few people in here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Support the channel. At least hit that like button and support the channel. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button as well. My name is Sean B. Stoller. All I bring to you is nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, and hopefully some type of inspiration. Support the channel, man. I try to bring something a little different to y'all than what y'all used to. I was gonna do a hot topic, but I'm like, nah, man, I got too much game, man. We're gonna save that for later on. I wanted to come on here and drop some game, man. We can have a good conversation without that. You feel me? But hit that like button to support the channel. We can keep this thing rocking. You know? I think I got one more. Y'all want one more commercial? Let me bring the flipper back on. Y'all like the flipper? We're gonna bring the flipper back on. Let me see where my flipper at. Hold up. Bring the flipper. One more commercial. Wait, you see the money I have here? You see all this money? You can make twice as this, quadruple that. But you need to understand, you gotta get in business with the flipper, the tycoon flipper. See, this is the thing, right? Some people can promise you 30% return in, let's say, about 3 months. But when you come to the flipper tycoon, I promise you 40% profit in 60 days. Send a wire. I am the tycoon flipper tycoon. I was out handling my business like I normally do, and a dolphin came up to me. A dolphin came up to me and said, I was born a dolphin, and I've been flipping my whole life. But I gotta tell you, tycoon, you flip more than me. And I'm a dolphin. This is what the dolphin told me, flipper tycoon, that I flip more than he does. So if a dolphin is telling you that, if a dolphin is telling me that, you need to be in business with me, flipper tycoon. All this money, this can be yours. We can triple that, quadruple that. You need to come and get in business with me. Send the wire. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Flipping tycoon. Stay away from anybody speaking to you like that. Stay away from them, man. Ain't nothing but bad news, man. Bad news. Send the wire. But, you know, I just feel like this, right? When I think more about it, even with the Cat Williams situation, I did a couple of videos about Cat Williams, right? I know everybody know the story. I'm not really here to talk about that. But what I want to say is this though. When it comes to Cat Williams, whether you like what he said, you disagree with what he said, you don't believe it, regardless, he living in his truth, right? He living in his truth. And at the end of the day, to me, that's what's the most important thing is for you to live in your truth. So when I think about Cat Williams, right, regardless if you don't like what he said or, you know, he's not telling the truth, at least, at least to me, my opinion, it seemed like he's living in his truth, regardless if you disagree with it or not. To me, that's the most powerful thing for yourself. Is for you to live in your own truth, whatever that is. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, at the end of the night, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Huh? So you can front for everybody else. You can put on a show for everybody else. But one thing you can't deny is yourself. And like I started this video, I told you my journey, how I took L's and lost a house, got repoed, car got repoed. You know what I'm saying? Got a divorce. All these different things happened to me, right? But when I look in that mirror, even then and today, one thing you can never say and what I can never say is myself that I gave up. Can't nobody say that, but regardless of what somebody else say, in my eyes, to myself, I know I never gave up. I'll continue pushing forward, accepted my position in life, and I build upon that. To me, that's one of the most powerful things you can do because we can't control nothing around us. We only can really control ourselves, our actions, our response, how you respond to things. That's what you really can control. Because no matter if you've been married for 20 years, if your partner want to go out there and sleep with somebody else, you have no control of that. Let's be real. You have no control of it. You can say whatever you want to say. You can be in there, dipping in the sauce, getting that gop gop 3000. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Got that hot pocket. You feel me? Got that hot pocket gushing. If that person want to step out on you, they can and they will if they want to. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, but I'm just saying my whole point of saying that is that you can't control nobody but really yourself. You feel me? You can't, you know? And it's really, be honest with you, that's the power is you on how you respond to things, how you allow things to get to you, how you allow things to break you down. See, I'm the type because of my history and my struggles and what I overcame. You can't really say certain things. You really can't say too many things to me to get under my skin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course. I mean, you can say certain things that would irritate me, but for me to get physical with you, no. You know what I mean? It's mostly because of my experience in life. I can care less what you think of me because I know what type of energy I'm putting out. And if you don't like it, okay, I'll give you that. I'm not for everybody, but you have to be comfortable enough to say that and stand on that. You know what I mean? That's why on my lives, I've been saying it for a while. I don't wear a lot of logos. I'm not finna wear a whole bunch of logos on my live supporting all these companies that's not supporting me. I know a couple of people when they go live, they have to wear certain brands and they're not even getting paid for it. So who are you doing it for? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't wear logos. I definitely do. But when I go live, I try my hardest not to. But certain you go back and watch a lot of my videos, you can find a couple. But overall, I don't wear a lot of logos on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So how do you do your life? What do you control? Huh? What do you stand on? And what do you allow to happen to you? You know what I mean? So it take a certain what I learned too, right? I learned that how you see things may not be the same way others receive it. You feel me? And what I mean by that is that how you go after things, how want to put yourself in a certain type of, you want to put yourself in a certain type of position. You got to remember that not everybody around you is going to either see the position that you're trying to get to or even respect where you're trying to go because everybody view is different. You know what I'm saying? And my question is, if you're trying to build something and people don't see a vision, what do you do then? Do you continue going after what you feel that you want to achieve? Or do you switch up because you don't have the support system around you? You feel me? Mm, my nose itching. Because that's a defining moment, right? Because you got to know if you are any type of creator in life, whether you're artist or you like the leader of your house, you have to understand that on certain things you do in life, you have to walk that alone. And that's okay. You have to be okay with that certain things you do in life, you have to show the result to people around you for them to buy into it. Because that's how a lot of people are. What I come to find in my life is that a lot of times people will work with you or invest in you or whatever, but they want to see the success first, you know? And this is where you separate the great ones and the average ones. Because to me, if you're a great one, whether you got the support or not, if you see that vision, you have to go after it. You feel me? Yeah, you may tweak things, switch up things. Yeah, I give you that. But overall, you have to go after whatever you're trying to accomplish, regardless if you're the only one in the room that believes in it. Because think about this, right? If you ever watched the movie Friday, the first Friday with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, right? Ice Cube, I've seen an interview he did years ago, right? We're talking about Friday right now, the movie Friday, the first Friday. When Ice Cube was writing that movie with DJ Pooh, and then he was, I guess, trying to get investors or whoever to uh, help fund the movie. But at one point, he was thinking about funding the movie himself completely. If my understanding, he was going to put up all the money to make the Friday movie. And at the very end, either the studio or whoever the investors were convinced Ice Cube, hey man, don't use all your money because if this movie doesn't do well, you're gonna lose all your money and you're gonna be messed up, homeless, whatever may have happened to him, right? And Ice Cube didn't listen to his inner self. I guess he decided to go with the producers or whoever, and the movie did what it did. It's a classic. Blew up. I think they said they spent like 2 million making a movie, and they quadrupled that in sales. So who do you think bulk of that money went to? Ice Cube or to the people who invested? Talk to me. See, it always come back to you. Do you believe? Don't worry about what if the others believe in it. The first thing is, do you believe in it first? So if Ice Cube would have invested his money, he would have had complete control over the brand. I think he has more control of it today, but look at all the movies he had to do, right? Because from my understanding, most of the people in the first movie barely got paid. I think Chris Tucker said he got 10 grand for that whole movie. 10,000? And he was one of the main characters in the Friday movie. But because he didn't have any type of investment in it, or Ice Cube didn't have an investment in it, the studios had invested. Most of the money went back to the studios and whoever else invested the most money, right? I mean, that in general speaking, that's how it goes, right? If you come to me with an idea, I finance that idea. Who you think get the bulk of the money? I mean, you're going to get paid. That's not a question. But my percentage will be higher than yours. And that's just how fundamentals of doing business. If I finance your dream pop off and quadruple whatever I spent, I get majority of the money because if it flopped, I take all the risks. So the flip side is if it don't flop and it pops, then I get the bigger percentage because I took the bigger risk, meaning I believed in your dream more than you did. Huh? Huh? Talk to me. I believed in your dream more than you did. Do you? Come on, man. I'm in here dropping this game on y'all. Hit that like button. Support the channel, man. At least hit that like button, man. All this game I'm dropping here tonight. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. You know, you got to believe in your dream. You got to believe in it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who will? Yeah, they'll rock with you as long as it's beneficial, right? Because that's the definition of business. Business mean I don't have to like you to do good business with you, right? It's not personal, it's business. You know? And too many people are not willing to take that risk. So how about you? uh, how about you? Come on now. Talk to me. You know? That's how this game of life go, man. You got doers and donors. You know what I mean? You the one that's going to do and put it together, or are you the person that's just going to watch them make the play and make all the finances, make all of the revenue? You know what I mean? It's up to you to make that decision. You feel me? You know what I mean? So, I'm trying to tell you, man. Can't say that you're a real one and you scared to put your own money up. You can't say that, man, I got a vision. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you don't want to invest into yourself, huh? You know what I mean? So don't get mad. when that person, that investor, get the bigger bag. I mean, it's just natural order of things. If I support you, I put you in position and you become successful. I don't supposed to be successful either. Huh? You feel me? I put you in position, you successful. I don't supposed to be successful too. You feel me? You know what I mean? I should be getting a percentage of that success as well, my friend. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Come on now. It's not personal, it's business, my friend. Oh my goodness. You know? But nah. I appreciate y'all for watching me tonight. I'm gonna go live tomorrow as well. Next week, I'm trying to set up somebody to go live with me to do the 49er game. So if y'all into sports, check with me. Not this because they got the bye week this week. The 49ers do. So next week, whenever they play, the Saturday or Sunday, I will be doing the 49er game live. So come and definitely check me out. I'm gonna have the setup a little bit different too, because I got a couch in here too. I haven't showed my couch. So in my little studio I made here in my house, I got a little couch area. So it's gonna be set up a different view. You'll be able to see a little bit more of my little room in here I have in here. And so the 49er game, if they make it to the Super Bowl, cool. But for every game in the playoffs, I will be doing a 49er game here live. I can't play it, but I'm gonna try to I'm working on trying to get the score up on the screen. So if anybody got any tips on that, any content creator in here, definitely send me a message, a DM at Sean B. Stoller at actually on my Instagram. Please give me some tips on that. But check me out. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I'm trying to do a little bit earlier, Saturday and Sunday. And for the 49er games, come back and check me out again. I'm gonna try to have a couple of guests on here with me on the live. So definitely come check me out. And I appreciate y'all watching this live with me tonight. And I'll leave you with this, right? We all have the same 24 hours, but the production, your productivity is based on you. Huh? I am Sean B. Stolen. Until next time. Peace.